Hi guys, it's Alex from Growing Goodings, and today I'm going to discuss with you how I get my kids to do all their chores or follow their expectations for cleaning up. Can't wait to tell you all about it. So if you're new to checking in here, I want to fill you in. I have 7 kids. We just had birthdays too, so it goes 11, 7, 4, 4, 3, 3, and then 6 months. So we have a very wide range of kiddos, and we do have 2 sets of twins in there. So it can be kind of crazy. We live in a 2,200 square foot house in Arizona. We have all tile floors, 3 bedrooms, and a playroom. We also live on 1 acre and have a swimming pool and a big backyard. So we spend our time equally inside and outside depending on the time of the year. We don't have snow here, so we don't have to worry about that in our cleaning up process. So recently on Instagram, I did a walkthrough one morning after I got ready to see if my kids followed their expectations and if the rooms were actually clean independently. I showed my followers over there on Instagram as I walked through in real time and pointed out where my kiddos did a great job and where they maybe missed an expectation. After that, I got a ton of requests for a video about how I trained my kiddos to actually clean up. So that's what this is. This time last year, I was about 12 weeks pregnant with Claire, who is our triple rainbow baby after multiple losses. And I knew it was going to be a really rough transition because we had been stuck at 6 kids for a while. I feel like when you're kind of like stuck at one number of kids, you can kind of get complacent about what we do and what we don't do. So I knew that adding Claire would kind of throw us all for a loop. I'd never had a baby and had been homeschooling at the same time, so this was also new for us. I really wanted to prepare the kids with our cleaning routine, what we were expecting of them, and for us, what the house should look like. So I started training them while I was pregnant and what I expected all the rooms to be done and what they should look like, because I knew that I would be nursing a baby and that would be a lot of people either not doing anything or kind of freaking out and not knowing what to do if I was nursing and not helping and not monitoring at the same time. So it was really important for me to have a very clear expectation for the kids. So I tried for a little bit of me just like being right next to them and being like, this is what the expectation is for your room, how it should look when I say it needs to be cleaned, and so on and so forth. But I found that it was really hard for them to remember what I was expecting of them, what I wanted to see in each of the different rooms, especially with our second set of twins. They were just little toddlers still, and our first set of twins, they were 3 turning 4 last year, so they weren't a ton of help. So I came up with a really good way to teach them. So if you didn't know, I used to be a school teacher. I've taught 1st through 5th grade at a public school and a charter school before I had Ava, so while I had Emmy, and I love, love, love routines. I find that kids thrive on routine, and basically I have like a little preschool here plus a big kid. So I knew that having something that could allow them to be accountable for their own actions was super important. So here is what I did. I got myself a clipboard and I printed out some daily routines for each of the rooms that we would have done. I wrote exactly what the room was and all the expectations for each room. And then I got a clipboard that has a little like opening, and I put a dry erase marker on a laminate so that on the laminate sheets, they could easily check things off. So you can see here, the girls' room, they needed to pick up the dirty laundry, pick up any dirty sheets at the time. Like we were still having some like accidents at night for Hannah and Heidi, picking up trash, and making sure there was nothing on the floor. And this included, like their closet floor, and also like they have a corner where there's some coat coat racks, and they love to throw stuff in that corner. And so same thing with the boys' room. The bathroom expectations. This is a big one. I don't know why it's such a huge thing for me, but I hate when they leave the shower curtain open. So hand towel, nothing on the floor, wiping down the counter and sink, nothing on the counter. Kitchen, table cleared, floor swept, benches pushed in, nothing on the floor, nothing on our school cabinet, dishes in the dishwasher, counters are cleared and cleaned, and that Lucy gets her food and water. The laundry room, start laundry, floor swept. We used to have our cats inside, so that was part of it. But now we have our cats, they live outside. That's Cheddar. Hi, Cheddar. Hi. Counters cleaned, sink cleaned. Living room, blankets, pillows on the couch, nothing on the floor, island counter cleared, and then we do our outside chores. Okay? So I did this because it made it so that they were physically checking something off, and then they would bring me the clipboard as they finished those rooms, or as they got more proficient with it, when they were finished with all the rooms, then they would report back to me, and I would take their clipboard with them, and we'd go back in that room and be like, okay, for example, you checked off in your guys' room that there's nothing on the floor. I see something on the floor. We don't want to check something off and say that we did it when we actually didn't do it. And so it made like following the expectations really, really easy and simple for them and for me. And I think part of like parenting and as a teacher, it's really important to hold your expectations consistently and follow through with them. The clipboard was an excellent way to have the same expectation that was consistent always, and then being able to follow through by going and checking up on it. It made it really, really easy. And if you follow me on Instagram, you also know that my kids, they do a cleanup in the morning, they do a tidy up in the afternoon after lunch, and then they clean up again after dinner. And so you saw the morning ones right here. I also made after lunch ones so that everybody would know what the routine would be, because I was really, really trying to prepare my kids of what it's like to have a nursing sibling in the house again. They haven't had that in a long time, especially because with both sets of twins, I exclusively pumped for them. So I would always sit down to pump and not be nursing a baby or rocking anyone to sleep. Our sets of twins really went to sleep really well on their own, and my nursing kiddos, they tend to be big mama babies. And so I knew that our new baby Claire would definitely fall into that category, and I would just be busy trying to get her to sleep or feeding her. And then we also have evening routines on here, because even though Matt works from home, he doesn't always get off work at the same time. Sometimes he's got calls to try to sign loan documents or something, so he's busy. And I needed to know that our kiddos knew exactly what to do and when to do it, even in the evenings. Now, this does not mean that my kids do all of this by themselves every single day. No, this is like, I expect things to get cleaned up, and I am also cleaning in the process. So it's really helpful though to have these things so that when I need to step away to feed Claire or change Claire or get Claire down for a nap or do something else, everybody actually knows what they're doing and can do it. I find that a lot of misbehavior and not doing things as they're supposed to comes from the lack of understanding what the expectation is. And so it's really great when we can provide that structure to our kiddos and give them the expectations that are very clear, very simple, they're not complicated. And that's what this system has done. So here we are now, about a year later. Claire is almost 6 months old, and everybody can follow these expectations, and we don't even need the clipboard anymore. And because our kiddos have aged a whole year since we've implemented this, it's actually really great because Hannah and Heidi are almost 5 and they are actually able to complete tasks. They aren't reading yet, so they still need somebody to kind of like remind them of what to do. But I really think that now that they're almost 5, they're able to do more 1 or 2 step directions. And as soon as they're reading, I think I might bust these back out because it's a great opportunity for every child to kind of, 1, experience reading from a list and checking stuff off, and 2, taking on that leader role even if they are younger, and being able to be the one that has to hold the clipboard, check the things off, and be able to be like, okay guys, did we pick up the dirty laundry in the bathroom? And I find that that really helps disperse, how do you say it, like the anxiety that maybe the older child has, which definitely happens in our house. So like Ava does a really good job of making sure that like she leads the little ones just as well as our oldest, Emberly. So that's it. That is what I do to get our expectations on how we clean our house. In addition to just the routine aspect, I do try to keep our house super minimal. Rooms should be able to be cleaned within 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. We try to keep toys to a minimum. We try to keep things decluttered. If something doesn't have a home, it leaves our home or it needs to find a home. So those types of things really help with having a family of 9 people, keep our house clean and organized, and can be done very quickly. So tell me in the comments, what about you guys? Do you have some sort of routine on cleaning? Are you more on the maximalist side, or are you maybe more on the minimalist side? Do you have a lot of kids? Do your kids kind of share the weight in cleaning up your house? What does your tidying time look like? Do you tidy just at the end of the day? Do you tidy throughout the day like I do? I really do want to know, how do you keep your home tidy? And what are your tips or tricks? Because we can always learn from each other. All right, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not already following me on Instagram, the link is down here in the description. If you're not already subscribed to me here, go ahead and subscribe and follow along. I'd love to have you. All right, bye guys.